Hi everyone, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK and welcome back to another video on my channel. So this video today is a Halloween layout. So I am in full swing with Halloween layouts over here, and this is using the fabulous acrylic pieces from Poppy's Crafty Owl. I am on the design team, so I do get sent these products, but I love them. So this month is all about Halloween. Well, there's some other designs as well, but mainly about Halloween. So I have got the pumpkins and the bats, which come as one set, I believe, and then the Boo Crew and the ghosts, which come as another set. So I'm going to mix and match both of those sets together in this layout. So I have grabbed out my Halloween stash, and I have a couple of Halloweeny Snapchat photos of me and my husband, because obviously it's not quite Halloween just yet, so not everything is in full swing. So I have some creepy photos that I thought I would get scrapped. I think I've got a couple Halloween photos from last year as well that I am yet to scrap, but I don't want to peek too soon. So I have grabbed out these three papers from the Hey Pumpkin 12 by 12 paper pad, and I'm going to use these at the top to add in some colour on that white cardstock. It's also going to serve a purpose to cover up the top of the stitching, which you'll see I had this idea of having like a spider web, if that's what you want to call it, just coming down from the top of the page, but I wanted the top bit hidden. So I'm just figuring out my paper layers and making sure that I've got enough space for me to have my threads coming down. So once I'm happy with those paper layers, I'm just going to use a pencil just to mark roughly where the paper layers are going to end, so I know where to add my stitch, my thread, not my stitch, my thread. So here are the two photos, and I've just printed them 3 by 4, and I'm just going to trim them down because I want them just to be a little smaller. So I'm just going to get rid of some of the background on these photos, and then I am using the acrylic The Boo Crew as my title, and the photos nestle quite nicely in around the title there. So I'm going to have there you can see the little ghosty acrylic, and I actually end up using two of those, both of them. I think there's two in the pack, so I've used both of them now. So yeah, they get used on this. So I'm just going, I've got these dies as well, and I've not used them, and they are little Halloween dies. There's a spider, one that says trick or treat, and one that is a pumpkin. So I just grabbed out some scrap black cardstock and cut out a few of the spiders, because the Snapchat filter actually has a spider on my face, so I thought that worked quite well. So yeah, I'm using the spiders and the little trick or treat sentiment as well. And it's all looking very black and white at the moment, but don't worry, some colour gets brought in with the paper and also the embellishments. So I'm just figuring out where I want my stitching to come down, and I did consider using orange, a mixture of black and orange thread, but in the end I did just go with the black, and I'm pleased that I did. I'm happy with the result of just the black thread in the end. So I'm just trimming off some of that to use. I've then pierced a hole in the top, so this is where the paper is going to cover that. So yeah, I've just pierced a hole in the top and threaded it through, and just using some washi tape to tape down the back, and then just adding my photo on top and just figuring out, and I was deciding whether I wanted the thread to stop behind the photo or if I wanted to pierce the thread through the photo, but I actually decided just to bring it down below and have the photo stuck over the length of the thread. So I'm going to do the same again for the second photo. Again, just pulling that thread through and down below the photo. So that is that's 3 of the threads on. So those are for the 2 photos and also for the title. So I'm just going to work on my photos now. So I'm going to mount these onto just a piece of white card, and trim those out. I do prefer to mount my photos on white because I really think that it helps the photo pop, especially when putting onto maybe, I mean, I'm only using one bit of pattern paper on this for behind the, as a layer behind the photos, but sometimes when you've got several layers of pattern paper, it just helps to separate the photo from the pattern paper. So I'm just trimming those out, and I've gone with the same orange pumpkin paper that is going to feature at the top of the page as well, just to tie that all in together, and just using my scissors there just to distress the edges. I didn't do the best job, and my trimmer I think needs a new blade, so you don't always get the cleanest cut, so it hides all sins if you just give it a little bit of a distressed edge, and also adds to the detail as well, I find. So I'm just using, I've stuck the photo on the right straight down on top of the thread, and then this photo on the left, just to add a little bit of dimension, I'm going to overlap it and just pop some foam underneath it just to bump that up a little bit. So next up, I'm deciding whether I want to add in some more of the threads, and I decide I do. So I'm just lining up the next one to decide where that's going to be, and again, same process, just taping those ends down, and I'm going to have a couple of spiders dangling down, which is where the inspiration originally came from for this, but it kind of evolved from having spiders dangling down to having my photos and the title dangling down as well. So but I quite like, so all I've done with the title one with the acrylic piece is I have I've just, where I put the stitch through, I've put the stitch through underneath that first O from the boo, and I've then just stuck that down actually with some wet adhesive, and that is strong enough to keep it on. So now my strands are in, I can add my paper layers to cover the tops of those strands. And now I'm going to work on the embellishing. So these little spider die cuts, I'm just adding a couple of foam dots onto the back, and those are going to go on to that left and the right strand. I can see the right strand doesn't look quite straight looking at the layout as I'm editing the video, but it doesn't matter. Once it's in the album, you won't even notice. Well, I won't even notice anyway. So next up, I'm going to add in my embellishments. So this sticker sheet here is from Simple Stories. I can't remember whether it's last year or the year before's collection, but I just grabbed some stickers off of that. So I add the eek to add in a bit more of that orange at the bottom, and then I'm using this border strip behind the right side of the right photo and behind the left side of the left photo. And I'm definitely going to use that ghost in that position, and then one of those trick or treats. And then next up, I'm having a look at the chipboard, and I think this is from the Hey Pumpkin collection from Crepe Paper, and I loved that. Yes, that is my creepy laugh underneath the Boo Crew. It kind of underlines it, so I liked that going across. And that orange piece there, I think it says, "You are the pumpkin to my spice," I think. That is perfect because it's photographs of me and my husband. And then next up, I'm just going to then start sticking this all down. So that trick or treat die cut is going to go there. And I think I cut 3 of these out, but I actually just used 2 in the end. So I'm going to add another one up into that cluster next to the Boo Crew acrylic piece. And then that chipboard piece there from the Hey Pumpkin chipboard sheet, and then that one there that made me do my evil laugh. Then this a really old sticker sheet. I have no idea where this came from, how long I've had it, where it came from. So I think it's a My Mind's Eye sticker sheet, and occasionally I use a sticker or 2 off of it. So I'm going to try and push myself to try and get that sticker sheet used up this year. I haven't actually bought any new Halloween supplies this year, so I'm going to try and work with what I've got. To be fair, Halloween collections are pretty generic. A lot of black, a lot of orange, So I'm okay with that. I might add a couple of I know a few collections have brought in a bit of pink this year, so I might add a little bit to my collection to try and diversify in the colours and add another colour into the mix. But I'm quite happy with the mix of the black and orange in the in Halloween layouts anyway. So I decide that I am going to add that other ghost onto the layout, and there is a protective film on most of these, so that just needs peeling off the back. And then here I'm just using my wet adhesive to stick that down, and that is strong enough to hold that. I actually find it better than using tape to hold them down. And then, as I said, I'm going to use these bats as well. These bats are from another set that's available this month, but I'm going to add them on to this because it's a Halloween layout and I want all the things on it. So I'm just going to add on two, one to the left there, one to the right. And I thought that was super cute, that little speech bubble that said boo, and it looked like the ghost was saying it. So yeah, that made me happy doing that. So I added that on. A few of these orange stars from the sticker sheet. And then I'm going to use a couple of the tiny word stickers from the sheet at the bottom of my page as well. So apart from a few splatters of Heidi Swap Colour Shine in black, this layout is pretty much complete. So if you have enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. If you are new here, then I would love you to subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comments section down below. If you just want to say hello, please do. I respond to every single comment that's left. So just come on over and say hello. And stay tuned for more. I've got loads of videos that I need to get through and get edited, so I'm hoping to work my way through those and get some videos scheduled on my channel for you very, very shortly. So again, thank you very much for joining me today. If you are interested in any of the products, yeah, I got more over my desk by the looks of things. If you are interested in any of the products, I'll leave that in the description box down below, but for you to go and take a look. So thank you again, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.